How are we doing, diggers? Welcome to the shop, welcome to the YouTube channel. And again, as I always say, thank you so much for joining us in this journey of us exploring the inner workings of a record shop and what we get up to over here at Vinyl Shakedown Records. Just a quick reminder, we are in Burbage, which is in the Midlands, Leicestershire. And this video is all about us celebrating 3 years as a physical shop. I'm really proud of. I'm so super proud of what we've built around the shop, the community, and regular customers and people that enjoy coming here, and in the business world as well, especially in this current financial climate, which is tricky to say the least. People want to be keeping their money close to them, and people don't have as much disposable income. It is a tricky financial time at the moment. There's so much going on that makes that tricky for businesses, for small businesses especially, and there's lots of loopholes to jump through and all sorts of stuff that I won't bore you with because I'm sure you're here to look at records, but it is challenging. It's tricky being a small business in these challenging times. So to make 3 years as somebody that hasn't come from a business background whatsoever and had to learn the very steep learning curve of what business looks like, or how it all comes together, I'm proud that we've managed to do that and do it successfully. So yeah, but it's all down to you guys. It's all down to you guys, people that support us in the shop and people that support us on here, because if you're watching and commenting and enjoying our videos and spreading the word, then it spreads us to a wider audience. And just through this alone, we were contacted earlier this week to be on ITV News, of all things. Yeah, they had seen our output on social media and stuff and asked me to talk about the rise of physical media, especially CDs. Funnily, that's what their main hook was, the fact that CDs were coming back. I think even supermarkets are beginning to sell CDs again now. And if you go to HMV, it's almost half again. Well, actually, when I worked at HMV back in 2003, I don't know, really early 2000s, it was all CDs. It was all CDs at that point. We had a few 7-inch singles, this was in Leicester, and a handful of albums, but it was all CDs. And now it's come back to pretty much half CDs, half vinyl. And yeah, it was interesting to have a little chat. It was only a tiny little talking heads bit. They asked me a few questions and I told them why people are getting into CDs and that sort of thing. And it is really exciting to see across the board physical media having this resurgence, and been having this resurgence for quite a long time and continuing to have that resurgence, which is great. So that was interesting. That came just purely through us doing social media and them spotting us. So thank you. If it wasn't for you guys watching the videos, then it wouldn't spread like wildfire, basically, which is great. What else? I thought today's video, what we'll do is we'll talk about what we're doing to celebrate that this weekend. And then we'll sort of video what happens over the weekend. We're having DJs, we're having competitions, we're having giveaways. I am dropping loads of records. So those boxes there are just some of the records that we're putting out, especially for the weekend. We're doing 10% off everything apart from new and sealed stock. I can't do that because 10% is pretty much all of the profit. We would literally be losing money if we did that. So yeah, 10% off everything apart from new and sealed stock, including t-shirts as well. So we've got a lovely array of t-shirts. 20% off the 6 Music collection that we've still got, just 20% across the board. And I'm gonna drop 20% off that massive jazz collection as well. Let's dive in, let's have a look at some records and what I'm putting out. So the new in table, this will be all stock that hasn't been on the shop floor yet. So these boxes, we've been just holding a few bits and bobs of nice stuff back, ready just for this weekend. So that's all there. We've also topped up the £5 bins to within an inch of their lives. And there's some really great classic stuff in here for a £5 a piece. Oh, remember, it's 10% off as well this weekend, so that makes things a bit nicer, doesn't it, on the pocket? But yeah, some classic stuff in here. I would say £5 is a fair price point for some of this. Some stuff you might see other places for a little bit more. But yeah, some decent enough stuff in the £5 bin there. So new stock, let's have a look. You know me, I get preoccupied. So this is one of the boxes of new stuff going out. Not when I say new, secondhand. But it's just stuff we've held back. Oh, is that a double Crosby, Stills and Nash? Double Crosby, Stills and Nash going out. Some Kinks, The Who, some 80s pop. Oh, I love that album. Such a fun album. Ian Dury, New Boots and Panties. Stones, Best of. Dire Straits. I think every Dire Straits album is here. A bit of Bowie. Mark Knopfler. More Dire Straits. Elton. Sly and Robbie. That was quite fun. Stephen Stills. So yeah, lots of... That's a cool album. Pink Fairies. A later Pink Fairies. New Order. Echo and the Bunnymen. Woodstock soundtrack, Woodstock 1 and 2. Oh, some Groundhogs. So there's another bargain for you. £4 for Sade, Diamond Life. Again, not the greatest condition one. Yeah, Steely Dan and Black Hero, Pogues. So yeah, some good stuff. There is, I just spotted in here as well, a Sergeant Pepper's for just £1 there. Sergeant Pepper's for £1. Let's pull him out and see what he's like quickly. It is a early pressing. Again, doesn't look the nicest copy. Big scuff there, you can't feel that. But for £1, do you know what I mean? Space filler in the collection. Archie played this one through and it played okay. Didn't have any skips in it. It played all right. Decent little starter for your Beatles. Or for £1, frame that up. Original piece of artwork. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? Okay. Next up. So here's a cool one. This is like a... There's nothing like this but that a wee-oo. Oh, and it's blooming signed, isn't it? Signed by Omar. This is a sort of Latin, funk, soul-y, fusion-y collection of music. Some really great stuff in here. Lots of reissues, not much original stuff, but some really cool bits and bobs. Great listening. So a lot of this we will be enjoying. Bit of hip hop there as well. A lot of this we'll be enjoying in between the DJs tomorrow, because there's some really good stuff in this lot. So yeah, looking forward to putting this lot out. Again, stuff that's tricky to come across. We just don't come across this kind of cool music up here really in the Midlands very often. So it was very nice to have this sort of collection come in, and I've held it back ready for the weekend. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this stuff. A few bits may have made it home with me. Look at that geezer. Because it's a really good fun collection. So yeah, some cool little comps. The Best of David Axelrod doesn't get much better than that. That is absolutely incredible. 2 LP Best of Donald Byrd as well. So yeah, really cool. Oh, D'Angelo. And then we've got these 2 boxes. This is the tail end of the collection underneath, but I can't bother to move it around. Which is like repress, cool alt indie, I would say. A few bits that I'd not heard of in there, and then some stuff that is great. Mars Volta with some sort of 3D glasses in there. That's quite cool. I think that's an original press actually. What's that? Egyptian Blue. 150 copies only. I don't know what that is. Sorry, I'm not that cool. Again, those are 2 represses, but it's nice to have them in as secondhand, but in excellent condition. Sparks, great. You know, onto some classics. Mick Ronson, that is a great album. Glam Stompers from Sweet. A bit of Led Zeppelin. Again, just classic rockers stuff in here, decently priced, and 10% off, don't forget. And then some stuff for the pound bins out the front as well there. Bloody hell, he gets everywhere, doesn't he? But yeah, some just cheapy stuff to fill up the cheap bins there. Bit of Queen, there's more Queen over there. So yeah, this is the collection that I was talking about. Graham Coxon there, project with his wife. I don't know actually. It's nice though. War on Drugs, loads of White Lies in here. The National, Ist, some rarities from Ist and White Lies. Harder to find stuff. That's architecture Ist, tricky to come across. Again, another one, live Ist. More Graham Coxon stuff. National, again. Ist, loads. The Hives, hey. I used to love the Hives. Went to see them loads back in the day. Back around the time of, I think it must have been this album, in the very late 90s, early 2000s. What a live band. Always put on such a performance, and still do. Fugazi, again, reissues on those, but all on special edition, like blue vinyl or clear vinyl or whatever. So they're quite cool to have in. All Fugazi, that's all Fugazi. War on Drugs again. Those two classic albums. Goat Girl. And then, yeah, like I say, Mars Volta. Classic album, that. Another classic. More National. Lemonheads. Teenage Fan Club. More Teenage Fan Club. And another Ist. So, yeah, that is the main bulk of what's going out. There is a few boxes still out in the kitchen that will go out. Oh, I've got a little collection that I picked up yesterday as well. Neil Young, Queen, Best of UB40. So loads of classic stuff. Not had many like rarities come in recently or anything like that, or any huge collections. Got a few in the pipeline. But to be honest, stuff like this is absolutely perfect for the shop. It's cheaper, classic albums. We've still got loads and loads of people starting collections like for the first time. So they need these albums. You know, they need these classic albums here. That's an interesting one. I was trying to wonder, why did they put out Sabbath Bloody Sabbath and the first album and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, the fifth album? Better check that, don't want to get it wrong. But yeah, an early album and a later album. And then when I looked on the originals, when you look at the Matrix for this, I mean, the cover is absolutely appalling, isn't it? Come on, put some effort in on the artwork side of things. But the discs are actually the original NEMS pressings. From the 70s, so maybe they had leftover discs. I don't know if anyone knows the story of these. I mean, there's loads of these that's originals. The Uriah Heep one comes in all the time. I think that's T-Rex one. There's loads of them. But yeah, curious to why they put those two albums together. Why not do 1 and 2? And also curious that in there, I mean, that's going to be pretty cheap, but in there is the actual discs that they put out, not reissue crappy discs. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, boring myself now. And then we did this for Record Store Day, and we're going to do it again. If you spend over 50 quid, you get entered into our prize draw. Well, you enter it there and then. You pick out an envelope and you get a prize. Not everyone gets a prize. There are some no-win this timers. But yeah, free t-shirt, free record, free badge, £10 gift card. There'll be a few other things in there. I can't remember them all off the top of my head. But yeah, that's quite good. So spend 50 quid, you get put into that. So that's it. We're pretty much ready to roll into the weekend. Really looking forward to it. And like I say, we've got DJs and we've got live music. Live music on the Sunday from our friends Full Fathom 5 and DJs across. We've gone with a few different DJs this time. People that I really wanted to get on. Instagram's great for that because I've met lots of people through Instagram, seeing their record collections and thinking, well, why don't you come over and DJ? And also people that I've known for many, many years from when I used to DJ. So yeah, we've got some top class DJs coming. I'm really excited about that because I sometimes get stuck in a rut listening in the shop. You walk out, you haven't got much time because you're always serving customers or doing something. And you come out and you go to choose a record and you're like, it's got to be shop friendly. That's the main thing as well. There's loads of stuff I'd love to listen to all day, but it's not very fair on the customers if we're listening to wild experimental free jazz or something like that all day. So I'm always mindful of trying to make sure that we're listening to stuff that is ear friendly for as many people as possible. But yeah, you kind of come out and you pick something and you end up listening to the same few albums quite a lot of the time. So yeah, having DJs, really good fun. Anyway, let's roll into the weekend then, shall we? Let's have a look at how the weekend went. I'll probably see you on the other end. Cheers, guys. Bye. Wow, so we're here back on Tuesday. That was an amazing weekend. Absolutely adored it. Thank you so much, everyone that came down and supported the shop. Popped in to say hello. We had loads of presents as well from regular customers, which, it melted my heart. It was absolutely lovely. So thank you. People giving me records and framed pictures and cards and a 3-year vintage beer as well, which is in the fridge at home. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. Thank you. And it just reinforces, like, I don't know, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but what we've kind of done here, which is build a community around collecting records, building a safe space for people to be and enjoy coming to look at records and chat about music. So I'm well chuffed for that. It was lovely. And I think, on the days, over the weekend, it was enormously positive, really lovely. Obviously, over on the old Facebook, you guys are lovely. I'm never cussing you guys, but over on the old Facebook, we will always get some slack. I don't know what it is. It's crazy that people feel like they need to put down businesses. It's not just us. I think there's a toxic sort of environment across the whole of some platforms, and Facebook seems to be it at the moment. Especially across record shops, or maybe that's just what I see. A few people just dig in every bit of footage or every post that's a record shop's put out. I don't know what it's all about. And like I say, it's water off a duck's back. It really doesn't bother me. But I just wanted to chase up one thing, which was someone said, 3 years, hardly an achievement. I know record shops that have been going 30 years. Brilliant. That's great. Fantastic. That's what we plan to do. And actually, it's not about the number. It doesn't matter that it's only 3 years. We will literally celebrate the opening of an envelope, as they say. It kicks us into gear to do something special, or do something exciting, or change things up, and give back to our customers. So if it wasn't for going, oh right, okay, well, our 3-year anniversary is coming up, let's do something special, we could have let it go past. But doing something special meant that it kicks my arse into gear to organising DJs, doing competitions, pricing some new stock, putting a discount out, and doing something that's a bit more special. So there will always be celebrations. I think like every 3 months I kind of get itchy feet and want to do something a little bit exciting or a little bit different. So yeah, but anyway, to me and my family and our family business, 3 years is incredible. I don't know what the exact statistic is, but you know, lots of small independent businesses, probably 60-70%, I think I read. If I'm wrong, I'll put a little caption here, but fail in the first year. And we've made it to 3, and we've grown within those 3 years as well. So, you know, yeah, not to blow my own trumpet, but I'm very, very proud of what we've done here. So